him. He and his team didn't need a lot of sirs or bowing and scraping to get on with their jobs. They knew who was in charge, just as they knew each of them, likable or not, was a highly trained and invaluable specialist. And every one of them was a volunteer, out here because they were the sort who always wanted to see what was on the other side of the next hill. And perhaps, even more importantly, because of their race's species-wide commitment to what the Hegemony Survey Force stood for. Unlike some other species I could mention, he thought sourly, and returned his attention to the visual display. The planet they were currently surveying, designated KU 19720, was a pleasant enough place. Its hydrosphere was a little more extensive than most Bathoni would really have preferred, and the local vegetation would have been poorly suited to their dietary requirements. But the temperature range was about right, and however unsustaining the planetary plant life might be, parts of it were tasty enough, and it came in shades of green that were undeniably easy on the eye. The only real drawbacks, if he was going to be honest, were certain aspects of the planetary fauna, especially the dominant planetary fauna. At the moment, the scene the survey remotes were showing him was less green than it could have been for a lot of reasons. First, because the area he was watching was well into local autumn, splashing the landscape with vivid color, and showing more than a few bare limbs as well. Secondly, because those remotes were focused on a narrow strip of open ground between two patches of woodland, and that strip had been recently ploughed. The even more recent rain had transformed the turned earth into a mud bath deep enough to satisfy even a Liatu, just waiting to happen. Which, he thought, only underscored the insanity of what he was watching. Surely the lunatic local sentients, and he used the term loosely, could have found a better spot for their current madness. Ghazul? The new voice on the link belonged to Jorem, the team's xenoanthropologist, and Ghazul was darkly amused by his tentative tone. Jorem was the team member who'd been most insistent on their remembering that the local sentients, humans, they called themselves, were still mired deep in their planetary childhood. One could scarcely expect them to act like adults, and it would be both unfair and unjust to hold their behavior to the standard of civilized races. The team leader couldn't quibble with Jorem's analysis of KU-197.